Welcome back to the Andrew Tate Show by GSMC Sports, and I just leave this picture up to remind you where we have been. Actually, this could be a dating horror story if you didn't know what was going on.
Wow.
And I left it up. You know, I could have just come back and put this up, but see, that's not going to go with what we are talking about here. Let me turn off that and turn on the next part. So this is from somebody telling his experience. We met at a local pub for a few drinks and we get chicken fingers. The conversation is terrible, and I noticed she's taking the chicken fingers and ripping them up in her hands and putting the breading in her huge purse. So naturally I call her out on it, and she smiled and said, "Oh, I'm just feeding Sammy," and pulled out a fat chinchilla from her purse. She plopped the thing in the middle of the table and it just kind of chilled out. I played with the chinchilla a bit and she kind of got mad at me for playing with it and put it and back into the purse it went. I was ready to call it and leave, but she mentioned she could go for some ice cream and I was cool with it. So we go to Ben & Jerry's. We get to talking about tattoos and piercings, and she tells me she has nipple piercings, and I'm like, oh. And then she pulls down her shirt in the middle of Ben & Jerry's at 8 p.m. and shows me her nipples. I just kind of poker faced. So then I decided to walk her to her car. She kiss attacks me, and well, she was kind of cute, so I made out with her, sort of. Her lips were tense the whole time, and she licked my teeth.
Ooh, I was having a good moment until I had this whole marinating, then he licked the teeth. I'm out.
I friended her on Facebook for some reason after that. And
I know why.
She had made a Facebook page for her chinchilla, and that had more Facebook friends than I did. A few months later, the chinchilla died, and its Facebook was memorial page where a bunch of people, like 35, commented on how much they missed Sammy. I liked one of her statuses, and she called me crying. I unfriended her, but not the chinchilla. Rest in peace, Sammy. Maybe don't flash new dates at a Ben & Jerry's and leave your chinchilla at home, too.
Listen, I got a problem with my man. I'm just starting right off the top.
Okay.
First, she brought a nice little furry pet with her. You know, that I don't see any problems with my girl. She's getting at least a second date. I'm letting you know.
It wasn't boring, it doesn't sound like.
My girl is at least getting a second date. And I'm taking her somewhere other than she can get some chicken fingers. You know, this is what people don't realize. The fact that there was chicken tenders on this date, there where the slip up was.
Chicken fingers. Chicken don't have fingers.
They don't. Buffaloes don't have wings either. Okay.
I know. I'm just saying. Truth in food naming.
So now my girl, she's my girl today.
Okay.
She brought her pet. It was kind of cute. She's feeding them little crumbs off of the chicken tenders. There's nothing wrong with that. Being like, oh man, I never had nobody bring a girl, a chinchilla on my date. They're kind of cool.
Okay, but would you have been okay with the chinchilla on the table and like chinchilla fur in your chicken fingers?
It sounds like the chinchilla was kind of chill.
He did sound like,
you know, he sounded like he was kind of chill. He's just sitting there eating on some fries. So I don't have a problem with him. Also, a lot of times when you're on a date, it's kind of like, what are we going to talk about? You get a little nervous. You're like, man, I need something to break the ice. Tell me about little, what's his name?
Sammy.
Sammy the chinchilla. How long you had Sammy? Looks like he don't have long to live. Think about it. This chinchilla, he's fat and he's eating chicken fingers. Are you shocked that he died?
I don't know how long the life expectancy of a chinchilla is.
The A1C was really high. I'm just gonna let you know.
Diabetic chinchilla.
I'm just letting you know that my man Sammy, his weight was probably a little bit past. They called him kind of fat and big boned already. Am I right?
He did.
Are you surprised? Mm-hmm. Now, second of all, she's talking about nipple piercings, and okay, I know. You think like, oh, really? And you're hoping maybe you'll get to see them one day? And she's like, nah, surprise, here you go. True. You know what I mean? That is another one. that may even get her second. The chinchilla gets the second date. She gets the third date on you know, hit them with the piercing.
Okay, but where does the teeth licking fall into that? Does that take a point away?
Yeah.
You were a little gross out of it.
You know what? I'm sorry. I was kind of into her, but you know, I wasn't planning on buying no rings or anything. But the licking my teeth, that's girl. Yeah. So you know, I used a little Colgate before the date. I'm understanding, but don't be licking somebody's teeth on the first date.
Second, I believe that's
like a fifth date kind of thing. There needs to be more than the chinchillas and flashing before you can start licking on somebody's teeth. That's all I'm getting at.
So if I can summarize for you, chinchilla's good.
Chinchilla's 2 thumbs up.
Chicken fingers good.
Chicken, who don't like chicken fingers? Especially a chinchilla eating chicken fingers. That's a win, okay?
You didn't mention it, but Ben and Jerry's ice cream, good.
Exactly.
Flashing, good. So overall, for you, this is not a dating disaster.
She's, like I said, up to about 4 dates. The 5th date, this is when you pull the ripcord because she's a teeth licker.
You're like, I really like you, and I think your chinchilla's awesome, but the teeth licking, I can't.
Yes, I'm letting her go after the 4th date because up to 5th, you don't lick nobody's teeth until at least 5th date. That's my thing. She didn't went too far. So my theory is, looking at this, I think my man had a little issues because he had a problem with her flashing. And I'm not, listen, ladies or gentlemen, whoever y'all are that like to do the flashing, you know, I'm not passing judgment. I'm just saying he seemed a little prudish because he didn't already advanced the dating to the fact that he got to see the full chinchilla beforehand, before anything had progressed. My only problem with her was the licking of the teeth, and I just kept my mouth closed. Nope. How you doing? Let's shake hands.
I mean, okay, the flashing, I can't pass judgment.
Okay.
Been there, done that. But I mean, it's Ben and Jerry's. Be careful where you're flashing. You know, you don't want to traumatize the family next to you that has 4 or 5 children with them, and then they're like.
And he gets bonus points. He didn't get like the cheap Walmart brand ice cream. He hooked the girl up with Ben and Jerry. Like I said, a little chunky monkey.
Yeah, there we go. The second time you've referenced Chunky Monkey.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got quality ice cream. You got a cool pet. You got a little surprise. You know, bonus plan. You got chicken fingers. That's a successful night. If I can get that on a first date, if you can knock all 4 of those off on and you know what? Even though the teeth licking thing might not be my thing, technically speaking, that's a progression. You got 5 checks off your bingo card. That woman gets a second date.
No.
And the fact that you unfriended her, you can't be my friend.
But you didn't unfriend the chinchilla even though it died.
Right. But she called you up crying, and you're like, get off the phone. Sorry, I want to look at chinchilla pictures.
Oh.
I can't hang with this dude. I can't get behind his mental process here.
Okay, so for you, this is an okay first date. So do you have a first date that something specific happened that you said no?
No, I'm not sharing with the group.
Come on.
This is not group therapy.
I didn't say you had to dig out the deepest.
I got friends and family that watch this show.
You could have pulled out a very.
Listen, we all went to church. I put money in the collection plate. The end.
Okie dokie.
I don't share none of my dating story to get too crazy on that one.
I don't know if I believe it, but
You don't believe
I'm gonna let you end on that.
Put money in the collection plate a little bit.
My gift to you is I'm gonna let you end on that note. And we'll move on. So thank you for tuning in to the Andrew Tate Show at GSMC Sports. Your support does mean a lot to us, so make sure that you like and follow the show. That really does help. Also, leave a positive review. We thank you in advance, and again, it really helps the show. If you want to follow us on social media, you can find the podcast on Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok, along with some others. So come find us, interact with us on social media. We love hearing from our listeners / watchers / however you're partaking of this podcast. Thank you for joining us for this crazy ride through sports and entertainment. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Chinchilla.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet. Damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work.